Okay, so we've got the beginning of stock round 3, and then we're going to do operator rounds 5 and 6 after this. So there's kind of a bit of these two, player 1 and player 3, are definitely pulling into the lead at this point, because he's come away with 1,100 at the start of this round, and he's got 900 at the start of the round. So technically he's got more value because his Grand Trunk is further along, but he's got more cash. So we'll see how that goes. The priority player is player 2, and I think the first thing he's going to do is buy a share of the New York Central, because if he doesn't do it now, he won't have an opportunity to do it. Okay. Because that's going to get bought up, because that's the next most valuable share. Okay, then player 3, he's probably going to buy, I think he's going to buy an Illinois Central, and that's going to be for $80. And he's going to do that, he's going to buy it from the company. Okay. So he's kind of putting more capital into the company instead of buying the shares from the stock market. Okay, and then it's going to be player 4. Player 4 can't buy any Baltimore. Pennsylvania's sold out. So the only thing he can do is either buy the Illinois Central shares or potentially start the Erie. Now, the Baltimore's not looking amazingly strong, so I don't think starting the Erie is probably the best idea for him. So what he will do is start buying into the Illinois. But something you can do, as in a way of kind of helping a player out, but also not helping the company too much out, is by buying a share from the stock market. So it's going to hopefully not reduce in stock price, but also not going to give the company too much the kind of capital. So you're kind of hedging your bets a little bit. I'm just checking how many shares we all have. So number 3's got the most with 11. So we're getting close to the the certificate limits. So the Baltimore and Ohio's gone. It's going to be player 1, and he is going to start the Erie Railroad. Okay. So he's going to buy the Erie and then put the Erie down here, and he is going to start the Erie on 150 per share, which is really, really high. So he's going to put $300 to start in. Okay. And then, and one of the reasons for doing this is he's looking to buy, to raise enough cash to buy a 7-8 train. So he needs to get $900 in the company. So his $900 he's got here, he's going to literally try and put everything he can into his company. So it's quite a big move at the end of this round that he's going to try and plan. And then it's going to be player 2. Now, the most valuable stock he can buy is now the Erie. The only problem is obviously he's then going to be helping his opponent out. But for every share he has, he's going to be gaining some value. And I think the Erie is going to be jumping up fairly quickly. So he's going to put 150 into Erie there. And then player 3 is going to also put 150 into Erie. So that's going to be 350 back. Okay. And then so player 4 is also going to buy an Erie. And so at the rate it's going, it looks like it's almost going to be completely sold out by the time it gets to And so player 1's going to buy his third share in the Erie. Player 2 is going to buy. Now he would like to buy his next share in Erie, but he can't afford it. He's only got $117. Okay. So that's quite painful, unfortunately. So he's glad he got the Erie Railroad because it won't be there by the time he comes around again. But what he will do is he'll buy and the final Illinois Central up here. So he'll get 4. So he'll get $20 change. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's actually at certificate max. So he needs to start selling some shares. So he is going to sell the Baltimore and Ohio, and that's going to be for $50. Okay, so he gets $50 from the bank, and then he's then going to buy an Erie for $150. Okay. Then it's going to be player 4 who's going to buy Erie for $150. And player 1 again, Erie for $150. Player 2 has only got kind of $37. He's only got $37, so he could start trying to sell some of his shares. It's really tricky because obviously the company he's most invested in, so he wants to keep that one going. And the other shares he's got are of the 4 most valuable companies he can get hold of. So I don't think he can really do anything more at this point. So he's just going to have to hang fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't think player 3 is going to sell any shares because he's got shares in all the top 4 companies. Because he would like to buy more Illinois Central, but he can't at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So player 4 doesn't have much money, but also he doesn't actually. He's currently got the shares in the lowest, the company with the lowest value, which is the Baltimore and Ohio. So what he would possibly like to do is kind of swap those shares around a bit and maybe sell some things. So what I think he might do is sell to Pennsylvania for $180, take 10 back, and then put 150 of that into the Erie and pick up the last Erie. So he's ended up with 30% of the Erie, okay, which is quite a substantial amount of money he could earn from having the Erie. We're then going to move on to. Oh, actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So player 1 has got these. He's going to sell his Baltimore and Ohio for $50. Okay. And then you're going to buy, so $50 there, and then going to buy the Illinois Central share for $80. Okay. So he's trading up his shares as he goes. And then I've got player 2. Like we said last time, he's going to hang fire. So currently player 2 is priority. Then player 3. Again, I think he's going to just sit on his money because he's at share maximum, and he's got stocks in the best 4 companies. So he's going to just sit there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If he could buy, player 4 would buy, but he can't. He can't afford it. And what player 1 will do is sell the Pennsylvania for $80. and buy the Illinois Central. Well, maybe he won't do that. Maybe he won't. The reason he won't is he's got one share in both. Okay. The Pennsylvania currently has a permanent train. The Illinois Central needs to buy a permanent train, and because of the Erie, it's going to be fairly. Actually, in that case, let's take that back. Let's go all the way back and take 1, 2, 3, 75. So he's not going to. He's going to sell his Baltimore, and then pay the Pennsylvania and buy a second Pennsylvania. The reason being is Pennsylvania has a brown train, and Illinois doesn't. And there's no obvious way that the Illinois will get another. And the amount of money it needs to get the train, apart from obviously buying from the New York Central. Okay, and so then we're going to run on to the OR1, and that's going to be player 2 will be the last person to act. The next person to act in the next operating round. We then evaluate the share prices at the end of the stock round. So the Baltimore will go down 1. The Pennsylvania will go down 1. The Illinois Central is not sold out, so it won't move. The New York Central is sold out, so it will rise. The Erie is sold out, so it will rise. And the Grand Trunk is sold out, so it will rise. Okay. And then we run our trains. So the so the Grand Trunk is going to go first, and it's got not a huge amount of money. It's got $230. So he's going to first of all upgrade 4, 5, 6. So he's going to upgrade this tile to needs to be the other one. I'm going to upgrade. No? What is this one? It's just this way around. Yeah, sorry, I'm being a bit special. It's on the wrong stack, that's why. So I'm going to upgrade that tile there, because the Erie can then come through this way if it wanted to. So that was my upgrade, and then I am going to just leave my other tile there. So I'm going to basically spend $20 to do that. And that's really giving the Erie a bit of a leg up, so we can kind of get out of Salamanca quicker and a bit easier. Okay. If it wants to come from Salamanca, the other option is obviously to place its token into Erie itself, and then you'd come from Erie, which is both actually the Buffalo is slightly better, so I'll probably be doing that one. The Grand Trunk is then going to run a train. He's going to run 3 trains, in fact, and we're going to run for. I don't think anything has changed. I think it might be running for 70 again, so I can quickly check it. So we're going to have a 4 train here, so that's going to be 90, 90, and then a 70 and a 60, so 18, and that's the 31, and then we've got a 50, and 3 60s is 23, so 31 and 23 is 54, and then we can run a 3 5, which will be 54 plus 1 2 plus 16, which will be 70. Okay, so I know we're definitely running for 70. And now this is where kind of the whole paying halves, paying full, etc. comes into its own, because with the Erie is likely to be buying a. I'm just trying to have a check of the Erie's money. So the Erie is going to be buying. It's definitely going to be buying the 7/8 permanent, because he's got a ton of money. He's going to have 1,500 basically, because he's bought What 150, 10 shares at 150, so 1500. Yep, 1500. I've done my maths correctly. So he's got 1500 there, and so obviously 9 of it will go towards. 9 of it is going to go towards the permanent train, and then I've got 600. So what I'm probably going to do is use that 600 to buy over one of these trains. Okay. And then, so 600, 7, 8, and so I'm literally $100 short of buying a 9 for the Grand Trunk. And so what I'm probably going to do is is pay halves now, and then pay in full on the following round. I think so. Paying halves on 70 will be 350. So that's 350. So it's 350 into the Grand Trunk, which is probably a bit too much money. I would have just liked 100, but unfortunately, you kind of have to pay half or withhold or pay in full, and then paying out on 35 is going to be 210 to the player with the 60%, which is going to be player 1, and then 35 to player 2. Okay, and then 3 times 35, which I think is 105. 105 to player 3. Okay, and then 35 halved is 175, which is less than 195, so it's only going to be a single jump, and that's because I've had to withhold at this point. I'm just going to change that up. Okay. So what this does actually let me do is have a bit more flexibility, so I can leave some money in both companies when I'm done. Okay. Then it's going to be the Erie, and the Erie is going to so actually looking at this, it's going to have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to upgrade Erie itself to a grey, to a brown, and also place my token in brown. So that's going to be for $60. So 40 for the station and 60 for the and another 20 for the tile upgrade. So that's going to be 60. Oh, so $460 change. And then placing my special Erie token in Erie. And then I would like to place a token, possibly, no, I'm going to leave that. I want a train, I don't have a train, so I do that. What I'm going to do is buy for 500, so I'm going to leave myself 100 in the kitty. Buy for 500, actually I could buy for 400 even. Buy for 400, and I'm going to buy my 3-5 train. Okay, and now I'm buying the 3-5 train because it gives the Grand Trunk, it leaves the Grand Trunk with 5 permanent, which I can use for this east-west here. Okay, but it also means that because I don't think I can buy a phased out train. So now, when I buy the 900, the 7-8 for 900, the Erie has just finished operating. We then move on to the New York Central, and the New York Central with its $85 can now upgrade to the silver tiles. So I think it will start by upgrading Detroit, maybe by upgrading Detroit to the silver Z, or the grey Z. Okay, for $20. And then it's going to run, and the reason I'm doing that one is because I've won 3 trains. Do I run 3 trains, or do I run 2 trains through it? So it's the one that is going to get me the most revenue increase, I think. Yeah, and it jumps from 60 to 70. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me make an amend on that one. I think actually the Chicago will be the better one if I'm looking at pure revenue output, because it will jump from, I'm going to hit it twice with two different trains, and it goes from a 70 to a 90, so that's an extra $40 per share. Okay, so I've got 2 4s and a 4 6. So I'm going to run a 4 from Chicago, Chicago Connection, Chicago, Detroit, and then Windsor. So 9, 9, 9. So that's going to be 27. So 33 now. 33 from my first 4 train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and then I'm going to run a 4 6 train. So Chicago, Fort Wayne, Cleveland, Erie, and Buffalo. So 90. So 13, 19, and then another. So 29. So 52 I'm on. Okay, and so that was my 4 6 and one of my 4s, and then my remaining 4 I'm going to run from Sarnia. So 5, 8, 14, and then it's going to be a 3, so 17. So it's going to be to 69. Okay. I'm also, because I got a 6 this way here, I'm also going to be adding $6 more to that, so 69 to 75. Now, unfortunately, my my chart doesn't go up to 75, so I'm going to have to do some calculations on my trusty calculator here. Okay, so I've entered phase. Sorry, I didn't do this properly. I've entered at the end of Erie's turn. I will have entered phase 4, which means that a couple of things happen. All the green trains phase out, so they get to run once more. So that means that the New York Central's 2 4 trains are actually gone. Okay, so it's because it's just run. And so with that in mind, next round I'm only going to be getting the value from the 4 6, which, if I remember correctly, was 33. So I want to probably be looking to definitely withhold half, if not withhold the lot, because the Illinois is going to need to buy a permanent train at the end of its operating round, and also the New York Central will also need to buy a train probably on the next round or so. So the pressure's suddenly kind of a bit switched on for these guys. So I'm just going to take 700. I'm going to withhold and take 700 as 700 and withhold on that. No, so not 700, 750, because I'm on 75. Okay, so I don't actually need my calculator because I withhold on that one. I've then got the Illinois Central Railroad. The Illinois Central currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shares. 5 shares held, so I can actually issue my remaining 5 shares. Okay, and that's going to be $70 for 5, which is going to be $350. $350. I just need to do some changing up. Four, 350, 450. No, I'm just short on getting, just taking 500 there, unfortunately. Short on taking that 500 there. Okay, so I'm just going to write down 350 in my, because I'm going to be spending it at the end of the round. So I'm not on this. I don't necessarily need to hold it because I'm going to need to buy a train wherever that I get that money from. And so he's going to possibly lay some track and play some tiles. So I think to start with, he's going to complete his connection to for free to Chicago. Okay. And then what he's going to want to do after that, he's going to want to push west. Okay. He's going to run a 3-5 and he's going to run 7, 70, 80, 120, and then 120 plus 90 is going to be 21. So he goes to 21. Okay. And now this train is gone. So he now is obliged to buy a train. Okay. So he's paying out on 21, or he's earned 21. He needs to decide what he's going to do with it. And he's currently got 450, 475, 490. Okay. So he's on 490 in his hand. So even if he withholds, he's not going to be able to buy. So I reckon he pays half. So that means he takes $100. I'll just add it to here. So takes $100 into his kitty, and then pays out on 11. So that's going to be 33. So 33 and 11. And 11 there as well. Okay, so pays out on 11. And so that will be a jump up for him. And then he's got 450, 5. So 5. And he's going to keep those aside. And he's going to buy the New York Central's 4-6. Okay? So he's going to pay $550 for that. Okay, so I'm going to put that back and just take $550 and put it into this kitty. Okay. So he's probably overpaying a little bit on that one because the New York really only needs to have 900. So maybe I could actually, if I do that and then put 100, 200. Oh no, I'll split it. So he's actually only paying $350 for that. Okay. So he's acted. Then we've got the Pennsylvania Railroad. The Pennsylvania's got a 4-6 and it's got a 4-6 route. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he's also got a little bit of money. So he's probably want to upgrade something. So he's going to upgrade Cleveland to be the Z tile. Now the reason he's doing that is so he can control where the Z tile goes, because otherwise he would go to Detroit probably. Okay, and then he's going to do a 4-6, and so he's going to count the two ends and then the 70 and the 90. So it's going to be two 90s, so 3 90s. So that's going to be 27 plus a 7. So that's going to be 34. For the Pennsylvania, so 34 for Pennsylvania. I need to pay my $20. I need to pay my $20 upgrade cost for that. So 24 for Pennsylvania, and he will. Sorry, 34 for Pennsylvania, and I think he's going to start paying out because he's got a permanent trainer. He's probably at the moment, it doesn't look like he's going to try and push for the 7-8. So he's just trying to gain value as much as he can. So he's going to earn 204. Okay. So let's do that. 204. Okay, 204. And with that, I've knocked all these over. And with that, Pennsylvania also pays out 34 and 68. So 34 and 68. 68 to this guy, and he's going to be a double jump. And then we've got the Baltimore and Ohio for the last company of this fifth operating round. And so the Baltimore and Ohio, has he got a 6-1 yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really he needs to build here and here if he can. And we need to work out whether the 23 can be upgraded in the way he needs. So this is where, I haven't really used it yet, but this is where the manual comes very, very useful, because at the back of the manual you have a map where you can plan your routes. Okay, it's really, really useful. And you can also, you've got a tile manifest, and so I can have a look and see what number 23 tile line upgrades to. So 23 is that way, and I need number 43. Okay, so I'm going to build straight here for 20, and then I'm going to build that into a 43, if I can find 43. Is it 43? Oh, sorry, it's 45. 45. Okay, and so I need to respect what was already there. Okay, so we're on the Baltimore and Ohio operating round of operating round 5, and so I'm going to upgrade this one here. Okay, and the main reason is because of these two here, I can't go either through those two spots, so I have to go up and over with the Baltimore. Okay, and so Baltimore has a 4-6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he now has an east to west, which is really good. And he's going to run that. So 9, 9, 9, so 27. And then, so that's 3, and then the 40 will be 31. Okay. So he's going to have 31. And I think he's probably just going to pay out now. So 31 paying out is 186. And then no one else has any Baltimore, so that's that there. And then the Baltimore will do a double jump. Okay, and then we've got OR2. Something I haven't really been doing is I could also be redeeming shares, which is buying shares back into companies, which I probably should start doing because their company value is going to be dropping every round, especially when I've got cash left over. I should really be looking to buy in. Okay, buy them back, because then I'm getting the money back in and I'm going to stop my stock value depreciating. So we now move on to OR2, and then it's going to be the Grand Trunk Railroad. So the Grand Trunk has got one phasing out train and a 5. And he's got 900 for his 7-8 train. And the 7-8 train for the Grand Trunk is going to be a bit tricky because he can't actually go through to any of these towns. He can go through Wheeling, but to go through Wheeling he has to then get access to somewhere on this line here, which he might try and do. The other way of doing it for him is to go from St. Louis up to Windsor, but of course that needs a bit more work because the Illinois Centrals come out really late in this game, and so there's not a lot of development over in that corner. So what I will do is he will take out this tile, and he will upgrade that tile to there, and he will also that's it then. So he's going to do that. So he pays $20 to do that, and then he's going to run his trains. No, so first of all, he's going to he's going to run his trains, and that's going to be a so a 5, which will be so the 4. His remaining 4 is going to be the original run here of 9, 9, 9, and 6. So that's 33 there. And then he's going to have he's got a 5 train to run, and that 5 train is going to run 50, 80, 60. So that's 14, and then plus 10 is going to be 24. So 33 plus 24 is going to be 57. 57. Now he's dropped quite a bit because obviously he's lost a train because he sold the train to the Erie. So he's going to be, so he's got 57, and I think he's going to pay that out. So 57 paid out is going to be 342. And if I give up 200, it's going to be 442. So that's going to be 430. 430. 430. 442, isn't it? Yep. 442. Now 570. Half of it is 285. He's at 212. So that's going to be a double jump for him. Okay, and then we're going to pay out everybody else as well. So, so it's 57 to 57 to player 2, and then 3 times 57, which is going to be 171 to player 3. 170. I've got $4, so 175 is going to be the amount I take back and give up 4. Okay, so that's the Grand Trunk, and then I've got and then at the end, so that falls out of the game, and then I can buy a train, and I'm going to buy a 7-8 train for $900 to the Grand Trunk. Okay, and I can only have 2 trains now, so actually the Grand Trunk's pretty much going to be that's going to be all the trains it's going to have for the rest of the game, unless I juggle things around a bit, but it's unlikely at this stage because, as you can see, with the amount of cash I've got, I'm running out of change, so I'm going to be running out of the bank fairly soon as well. And then we've got the Erie, who's going to have possibly a few upgrades. No, one upgrade potentially. So let me just work this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's probably better for that one. So I will upgrade this. I'm going to upgrade this one to a silver. And the reason for that is I'm helping fewer companies if I do it over there. I'm only helping potentially the New York. Whereas here I'm helping the Grand Trunk, the New York, and myself. So that's not necessarily ideal. The Grand Trunk might be. That's true actually. I own the Grand Trunk. So I'll leave it. I'll leave that. I'm not going to take that back. So now I've won 3-5 and a 7-8. So the 7-8 is going to go 90, 90, 40, 70, 50 and 90. So that's 3 90s. Okay. So which is 27, and then plus 16, which is what this is. So 27 plus 6 is 33, plus another 10 is 43. So I am running the Erie. So Erie runs 43 for the 7-8, and then I've got a 3-5 as well. And I'm going to run the other line here. So that's going to be 60, 50, and then the 70 here. So again, that's going to be 18. Yeah, so 3 6s basically. So 18, and there's going to be 61. Okay, so then this train goes away. And so at 61, I'm going to pay out, I think. 61 paying out. So that's going to be. So. So I'm going to pay some money back and start trying to change up to 500 now. That will be my goal because I'm running out of all the lower change. And then it's going to be a double jump there. Oh, hold on. I only have 40%, so I need to give back 122, 125. And take these back. Sorry, I forgot that I've only got 40%, and so then I need to do 61. So 61 here, 122 here, and that's going to be. Probably that. Okay. So 122. So 122 to this guy. No. Oops. 122 to this guy because he's got the 2 Erie, and then 183 to this guy. So 100. Well, if I do 200, okay, and I need to give. So 103, and then I need to give 20 back. So if I give 25, then I take 5 back. Okay. And then, so that's the Erie's done, and then we're going to do the New York Central, which is here. And the New York Central has no trains, and this is the unfortunate thing. So the New York Central will drop again, okay, but you will then get to buy a 7-8 train. Okay, so he loses some value, some short-term value, for hopefully some long-term gain, depending on how long the term is. But he had no other choice, unfortunately. That was just how it happened. And so actually that's there. And then we've got the Illinois Central, who's got a 146 train. So the Illinois will, I suppose the New York could have upgraded. Thinking about it. And he will, so I'm taking my turn back a little bit, but I'm just going to do that there. Oh, I need to change these up for a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take 5 back. Okay. And then I'm upgrading Fort Wayne to this guy here. That's there. And then, so that was that. Then it's the Illinois Central. The Illinois can upgrade if you'd like to. The Illinois will build 2. So it's going to be 40 there. And it's going to build 2 here. Okay. And then one of 4, 6, and it's going to run 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's the same both ways. So actually, spending that money doesn't make any sense. So I think what he might do instead is just take 20 back. Take 20 back. Take 20 back, and just upgrade this token, this tile here, to one of those, because then he's going to try and cut into here and try and kind of break a bit of east. Okay. He's then going to want a 4, 6, so 7, 8, and then 12, so 21 again. So again, he's not doing amazingly well, this company here. Though I suppose he probably could have bought in one. He's going to buy in. Sorry, he's going to buy in 2 shares back into his company, because that means he's going to start getting money back into the company and reducing the amount of shares in his in there. So that's what he's going to do, and then he won a 4, 6 for 21 and pay out on 21. So that's going to be 61 here. So 60, 61, 70, 14 back. 14. Okay, so 15 back, and then take 1. That's 14 back, and then it's going to be 41 here. So 50 back, and then I'm going to change the 2. Okay. And then he paid out in full, 21, so it's going to be a double jump. And then the Pennsylvania Railroad will run. He's going to buy back his share of Pennsylvania there, and then run his 4, 6 route. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so it's the same. Oh no, there's been some upgrades, hasn't there? So 9, 9, and 9. Okay, and then he's got that's the 4. That's 3, and then he's got 70. So it's going to be 27. So 34. So he's on 34. So that's fine. Okay, so he's going to run the 34. He's going to pay out on 34. So he's got 60%. So 204. 204. And then Pennsylvania here is going to have, so 34, so 68, 68, so it's 60, and then 8, 68 and 34, so it's going to be 35, and one change. So you can see the bank is very low, though actually there's quite a lot of 500s there, so I do need to change these up. And then it's going going to be a double jump from 90. And actually, he also gets $30, $34 in here. And then we've got the Baltimore and Ohio's final operation of the 6th operating round. Okay, and then it looks like probably after this, it's probably going to be pen and paper job. I think once everyone's kind of happy with their shares as they stand, I don't think there's going to be a lot of movement on the board, and I can kind of maybe get a close up of how we do the kind of the spreadsheet last paper, like pen and paper bit at the end. So we've then got the B&O to run still. So I've got a 4-6, and so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 routes. I don't think anything's really changed, but we can actually do some upgrading. So we can upgrade a. So I think we should probably upgrade Wheeling here. Actually, I'm not sure. Wheeling can't be upgraded now. The reason is because these two, you can't have something going into a tile that will never have track. So what that means, the grey tiles will never have track in this direction, and also off board. So I don't think Wheeling can actually be upgraded. So actually, I think I'm just going to take that money back, because I don't think I can do any upgrades that are of significance, because I can't upgrade this guy because there's no more silver tiles of Silver Cities. So it's just going to be the run, which I think is probably 31. So 9, 9, and then 9, 9, 9, and then a 40. So that's 31. So paying out on 31, there's not really a lot else to do. So paying out on 31. But what I will do actually is purchase. Sorry, before I do that, is purchase my my shares. What I should have probably done this at the beginning of the first operating round, because I would have gained some value into the company twice. Twice. So for $70 each, so I've got 100. So 140 will be for 2. 35. So that's 140. So I can buy two shares. So it's not really enough, unfortunately. I probably should have done it last round because I did a double jump. So I would have bought them for 50, and so for 50, I sure wouldn't have had enough. Anyway, so I'll do that. I'll do it. Just kind of so you can see what happens. So these shares come back here, and I'm paying. The reason it's 70 per share, I'm paying the share price above my current price. So 31, I do a double jump. And then I pay out on 31, and so I need to pay out 186. So 175, 85, 86. And then no one else has got any B&O. And then that's going to be the end of the round. Now, the question being, there's no more companies to start. The only thing is people are going to be filling up their share prices. So what I'll do is I will do the final stock round and then cut it and then get a tripod and then tot it up in front of you. Okay? And so then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is the certificate limit. So player 2, who's the priority player, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he can buy, and really his choices are going to be the Illinois Central or the B&O, who are the only companies that don't, or the Pennsylvania. Ironically, the Pennsylvania doesn't have any. He can't buy any more Pennsylvania. So what he will do is I think he will buy the next most valuable one, which will be the Illinois Central, and that's going to be for 112 per share. Though saying that, if you have a look, so the Illinois Central is currently running for 21 a share, and the B&O is running for 31 a share, and you're getting more. You can buy more of the B&O. So I'm actually going to buy the B&O for $80. So I need to break this 500. So it's going to be one. So 420 change. Yeah, 420. Oh, sorry about the noise. 420 change. I'm going to buy an Illinois Central. Now the reason I'm trying to buy from here is so then the Illinois Central value will rise hopefully at the end of the stock round. Then we move on to player 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got the best stocks, the top 4 stocks. So he doesn't have a problem with that. It's unlikely he's going to be able to buy any of the other, like the Erie or the Grand Trunk. So he's not going to sell. So he's going to hold on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's going to buy. He can't buy the Baltimore. And then the next available stock is going to either be the Pennsylvania or the Illinois. He's already in both of them. And I think he's then going to buy the Pennsylvania because the Pennsylvania is earning 34 a share. Okay, and that's going to be for $112. $112. Okay, and that money goes into the treasury of the Pennsylvania because it's been bought from there. Okay, and then it's player. So that was player 4. Player 1 was got max. So player 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he can buy 2 more, and he's going to continue buying the Illinois. So that's going to be there, and it's going to be for $80. No. Why did he buy? Sorry. He bought the Illinois last time when I think he intended to buy. I think I was saying I was buying the Baltimore because I paid 80, so I should have taken a Baltimore there because then I'm taking Baltimore again. Okay, that's going to be 80 there. Okay, and the main reason for that is because the Baltimore is going to get a similar number of jumps, but is only more per share. It's only 10 more per share. So he's hoping that the Baltimore will see a greater return on his investment. Okay, and so 3 I think has got the maximum. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got the maximum. Now, does he want to do anything different? Really, all he can do is sell and buy Illinois. So there's nothing actually he can do. Then the player 2 will then buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's going to buy 1 more Baltimore, and that actually comes from the treasury. So that's there. And then so it's going to be, oh, that's 1 too many. 1 there, and then 20 back. And he's going to buy the Baltimore. Okay. And that's going to be it. So technically player 3 would then be the priority player because everybody has gone and everyone is passing, but actually realistically it's going to be the final 2 ORs, so it's not actually going to matter. Okay, and I'll quickly just kind of do a bit of tidying up and we'll get on to final scoring. Okay, so I have started it a little bit, and I'll just kind of talk you through how you calculate it. So first of all, obviously you put your players at the top, and I've just numbered them, but obviously you'd use names, and then you put their finishing cash at the bottom. Okay, and this is after the stock round. Okay, so after the stock round, everyone's passed, then you have whatever people have in hand. Okay, and then so you then write the companies along this side, and I can link this in. This is made by Tony from Heavy Cardboard, and it's really a fantastic resource, and he links it in his 1846 teach, and he does a much better job than I do, so go and check that out. And so then I've just run the Grand Trunk, and so I will have run it for 2 times, and this is 74 paid out per share. Okay, and then so you work out how many times each share price will double jump, and then you put the final share price after both operating rounds here, and then if you add these up, you get this value, and this is the amount of money that your share will get you after 2 operating rounds, and then you were to sell that share, and that's where you go. And then what happens is, so for example, company 1 has 6 and company 2 has 1, and so player 2 has 1 and player 3 has 3 and player 4 has 0, right? So 0 we know is 0, because that's 0 shares times his value. So he doesn't get anything for that Grand Trunk. You then have 493 because he gets 1 lot of that. And then for player 3, he'll get 3 lots of that, which is 470, so 1,479. And then the final player will get 6 lot times that, which is 2,958. Okay? And so then you repeat that for every company, and then what you do is you tot up all the values that your shares are worth for every person, and you put them in this column here, this cell here, okay? And then your final score will be your share value and your cash, and then they will total up, and then obviously whoever has the most has won. Now, from the look of it, I've only done the GT. That is ridiculous, and because he's then getting £3,000 or dollars from just those 6 shares. He's also then got 4 of the Erie shares and a few others. So I reckon player 1 will have won, because from the cash, there's only $50 between player 1 and player 3. And so it's between those two, but I think this here will be the decider, because he's got double the shares of the GT, and he's also got double the shares of the Erie, and he's got a third of the shares of the New York. So he's got a third of what the other player has of the New York. So I don't think, I think player 1 has got this. Okay, but what I'll do is I'll toss it up and then bring it back to you, because you probably don't want to watch me working it out, because that's going to be fairly boring. And then we can kind of reveal which player won. Okay. And so as you can see, so I've drawn out all the shares versus the price, and the price I'm timesing by is this value, which is this plus this plus this. Okay, and you can see that player 1 won, and then it was player 3, and then 2 and 4 did terribly. Okay. And a lot of that was to do with how they laid up their first, how they started their first companies, I think, and kind of they issued or they didn't, etc., when they probably should have. All right, that was the full run through and playthrough and teach of 1846. Thank you very much. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm just starting out, but I'm quite enjoying it, so I'm going to kind of continue. I'm just going to be doing games I've got, really, and I want to showcase, or things that I haven't seen many videos for, probably to start with, and then I'll move from there. Okay, bye.